Hello everyone and welcome back. So continuing on with the World Data Storage System, the first thing that Nelson's going to do is get our projects set up. And we've got 3 projects that we're going to be setting up here, and Nelson will spend just a minute creating those and talking about what they will be used for.
All right, the first step is I'm going to go ahead and create a solution. I'm going to stick it in here. And then I'm going to
slow down just a little bit. I don't even know if my screen's getting enough time to get all the information updated. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to call the solution World Data Storage.
Okay.
I went a lot faster. We're going to go and create a class library. Spelled correctly. .library. And the library is going to contain the library of what we're writing. This is going to be the assembly that we drop into Unity and whatnot when we want to deploy our application and use it in real code.
Right. This is the meat of the actual database system.
Yep. So I'm going to create that. I'm going to delete the worthless class1.cs.
Come on, it's not worthless. It's a starting point.
It bugs me. It really bugs me.
I know it does, Nelson. Okay, so now the second project you're creating?
I'm going to go ahead and create a console application. Whenever we want to do some testing that requires user input, and at the end when we need to build that sample application that Jason was talking about, we're going to be using this console application.
Okay.
So hit OK. I'm going to have resharper, nuke all redundant code. Save that out, and close. All right, and the final application we're going to be creating is going to be another class library. It's going to be world tests.
Okay, and tests. What will tests be used for?
Tests. This is going to be a unit test project. Well, it's not going. Yeah, it's actually not going to be a unit test project because there is such a thing. If we look over here, we're not going to be creating this test project.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be creating a class library, and what the unit test framework that we're going to be using is not going to be Visual Studio's. It's going to be something called NUnit. And the reason I'm going with NUnit is primarily because it's a lot easier to run in the command line for if you're running a continuous integration server.
Mm-hmm.
It's open source and everybody likes it and loves it and uses it and stuff. And it doesn't require any special Visual Studio-ness to run. Although there is integration with ReSharper, meaning if you have ReSharper installed, you'll get a nice GUI that you can use to interact with your tests.
Right.
Now, the reason we create a class library is how the unit tests work is that we create these classes called, we name the classes anything, but what their technical name are, they're these test harness with, or no, they're not. Well, they could be called test harness, but there's another word for it that I'm not thinking of right now.
Okay.
There's a very technical, awesome word that I can't remember.
It's one of those awesome words, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, so you create these classes, and they're called something. And then inside these classes, you put in methods that you decorate with a particular attribute, so the test attribute in the case of NUnit. And then what the NUnit runner does, the NUnit runner is a separate program that goes out and actually loads up your assembly into its own app domain and then runs those tests depending on what your options are, what tests you want to run, and so on. And then it spools up your application and runs that code for you.
Okay.
So is that an adequate explanation?
Yeah, well, in the next video, we're going to be giving a small overview of NUnit and talking about how it's going to be used. And that's a good video where you can go and look up exactly what that awesome term is and let them know, and we can go forward from there. But yeah, that's good for what we're going to be using tests for. What is it? Fixture. Yeah.
It's a test fixture.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and create that project and delete class 1.
Okay. Any references that need to be set up?
Yes, our test is going to be referencing our library.
Mm-hmm.
And our console is going to be referencing our library. In addition, well, I'll save this for the next video.
Okay, in regards to NUnit?
Yes.
Okay. So is there anything else, any other references, or?
Well, we will have to say, right-click your console application and say, set a startup project wherever that ran off to. And the reason is that whenever I see, because it goes bold when it's a startup project, whenever I see a class library that's bold like that, it really bugs me. It's invalid. You can't start up a class library.
Right. Okay, so is this everything that you wanted to get in place for the 3 projects?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you guys very much, and we will see you in the next video.